7 million you're talking about.
You know what they must be talking about as opposed to what you all are talking about?
I think perhaps, I really don't believe that I hope that there's no misunderstanding now. I believe that just as in any case when change occurs, I believe that rumors somewhat emanate from any proposed change in many instances. I gave these same figures to the interim fiscal committee and told the Speaker of the House, Speaker McCorkindale, that I'd be delighted, and certainly we intend to supply the legislature with copies of this full report as quickly as it is approved and printed. I don't believe there's any misunderstanding now. I would be surprised if there is.
The bill to repeal was pre-filed after your presentation.
Well, perhaps.
2 members of that committee.
Yes, ma'am. I certainly read the paper. I don't know exactly. I did not.
You gave them was accepted by them.
I don't know whether it was accepted or believed or disbelieved. I've not talked with either of the gentlemen involved. I'm sure that they had valid reasons for making that approach. I don't believe that this cost factor precipitated it. If it did, I'd be very surprised, because I think, as a matter of fact, when one considers the increased judicial services that will be offered to the people of the state of Alabama for this minimum figure, and I know it's a lot of money, but it's minimum for a statewide service of judicial quality of the type system that the advisory commission is proposing. It is a minimum figure. It is conservative.
The children, Professor Pierce allowed the children to leave the school whenever they wish to, and so often the teachers, they leave the school, and leave this classes untended to. So we feel that, that the principal of the school is responsible for the children from the time that they leave home until the time that they arrive back to their destination.
Have you had any incidents because children left the school grounds unattended?
Yes, I do recall that there was a time when a young man left the school, and later he was shot by someone, and the principal didn't even know that he had left the school.
Mr. Coleman, do you have some things that you feel the principal should have been suspended for?
Yes, I have myself visited the school quite frequently, and you can, at time the hall was full of the student when they should be in class and know us and so forth, and to having dances and whatnot during regular school period, and they're using the intercom at will, and that disturbed that the rest of the class that really trying to learn, and the education process itself at the school as the principal has allowed it to deteriorate to the point where there isn't no education going on now. And we have known students who finished Lowndes County Training School that barely could write his name and supposed to have a high school education. Come over into the Army Recruiting Station, and only 2 were able to pass the test. And we compared it with other schools in the area, and others did quite well. And no doubt about it that the principal is responsible that a lot of these things are taking place.
Have you talked with the principal of the school?
Many times, yes.
What was the result of your conversation with him?
Well, I have recalled, I've tried to talk to him about some things that he should try to do, you know what I mean, and quit doing and so forth, but to no avail. He's a man that's been in the position 31 years, and as old as he is, he got his own mind made up already, and it's hard to change him.
In the first place, I don't believe it'll take $100 million. And if it takes $100 million, I can tell you it's not going to be forthcoming, because there's no place to get $100 million for any particular system, such as the prison system. And in my judgment, it will not take any $100 million. It will take some more space. It will take some more correctional officers. It will take some upgrading of the rehabilitation program. It will also take some innovations in the system of segregating the hardcore from some of the others, but it will not take $100 million. Have some misgivings about the matter of alcoholic beverages, and I'm giving consideration. I realize that these amendments were defeated in the House and in the Senate, which would prohibit the sale of alcoholic beverages to those under 21. But I am still considering the possibility of offering amendments to that effect. I do not intend, of course, to veto the bill, because I am in favor of certain majority rights for those in this age category. The building we're talking about would be 325,000 square feet. But we envisioned it taking all of the, taking the public safety department, taking the highway department, and moving it over on state land, and a building that would approximately $10 million, and then use the highway department building and the public safety building to bring all of these other agencies that are scattered throughout the length and breadth of Montgomery into the Capitol complex.
It is no secret that Pizitz has not done well in downtown Montgomery, that we are in fact losing money in this city. Therefore, as far as your director of space management was concerned, it was a buyer's market, and he was most demanding. The proposal to which I subsequently agreed called for Pizitz to totally remodel the building to the state's requirements, including lower ceilings, restrooms, offices of any type, size, and number which the state wished. And all of this was to be completely at Pizitz's expense.
Recognize that there are no miracle cures to any of the major problems that facing this country. I don't believe that a serious person would dare tell you that there is some kind of instant solution to any of the really serious problems I know anything about. We need somehow to develop the courage to live with that fact without either giving way to our frustrations or to losing our confidence in the process. The kind of difficulties we have, let's take the major questions we face: welfare reform, rising health costs. Those are not going to disappear. We're going to have to learn how to manage those programs. We ought to be as determined as we can possibly be to solve them. But I think we'll have a better chance if we're more realistic in the way we talk about them. And in particular, if we realize that we have to make hard choices. I just think that would be useful. And I sense on the part of the public, and I sense among my friends who are political leaders, some growing tendency to, sort of address the problems with the bark off.
Following 3.5 days of testimony, a jury of 7 women and 5 men deliberated some 27 minutes before returning the verdict today. At 2:33, the verdict guilty. There was little emotion displayed by the defendant as the jury pronounced the verdict of guilty. Judge William Thedford continued the case until tomorrow morning at 9:30. However, in an effort to post appeal bond, sentencing was handed down at 3:30 this afternoon. The sentence, 3 years in prison.
We were slightly disappointed, and I've asked my attorneys to appeal the case. That's all we have to say at this time.
You took it very calmly. Verdict.
Well, I would have been known to do such.
Sign something. You get something?
That's right.
Yeah, well, actually, we've got the entire ball club back from last year, our starting five of Eddie Johnson, the super junior, and Stan Petcavage, a sophomore now. He's much stronger than he was last year. He's a whole lot better ball player. Johnson, by the way, let me say this, Phil, he had the knee operation, and he looks terrific. It actually improved his movement because it took out a aggravating little piece of calcium in there, and he's doing a lot better. Petcavage is stronger and much quicker now. Patrick in the middle has begun to move. He looks a whole lot better. He's a sophomore, of course. Mike Mitchell has matured a lot, and he's going to be better. I don't know how much better. Gary Rating's about the same. He hasn't much happened with him. He's about the same. But I think the big help is going to be Glenn Moon is, of course, about the same, and the pivot will really help us. And Pepto Bolton, is he had a broken foot last year and missed a lot. He's back now. That gives us a forward and a pivot, and then we brought in Cedric Horges. He's going to help our pivot side work. Wayne Bracey, tremendously improved over, what he has been. Plus Dominic Fusey. Fusey has been doing a great job for us in the pre-scrimmages. He has surprised us completely.
Well, Phil, going in, looks like our starting lineup's been pretty well established. Of course, Leon Douglas is our postman, and Leon's made great progress. I think over a year ago, I think the summer basketball and the Intercontinental Cup and the Pan Am Games have helped him tremendously, not only personally and educationally, but as a basketball player. The two forwards that we would line up and start now, Ricky Brown, who's made good progress, although he's missed a lot of our preseason work with an injury, but is back full speed now, would be at one forward with Reginald King, freshman from Birmingham, at the other forward position. And Reginald's done a good job for us and is learning quickly, and I think is going to be a good solid performer for us this year. And our two guards, Anthony Murray and T.R. Dunn, I think going to give us good backcourt play. Frankly, the question we have going in is where we go from there. I think we have some quality, but we're going to be inexperienced. We're going to be very young with people coming off the bench, and that's the one thing that concerns me now, the thing we've got to establish.
How much swinging will T.R.
Forms as we could get in the whole range of welfare programs that we have. I think they're badly needed. I think they're badly overdue. I think that we're getting into all kind of difficulty as a result. There was an excellent documentary done about a month ago on welfare programs. The gist of it was that welfare system as it now exists is a three-way victim system. It victimizes the people who receive the aid, the people who administer the program, and the people who pay for it. That's too many losers for one ball game. Moreover, the great concern is one paper pointed out, the major defect with the welfare system is that work can't compete with it. In one large city, I believe a father with a wife and two children would have to make $8,000 a year in order to make more than his family would make without him. So that means that for everybody who makes less than $8,000, the welfare program is an incentive to break up the home. The home's just not economically viable under $8,000, and that worries me a great deal.
Do you also feel that